This story is intended for individuals who find themselves dissatisfied with their own lives and perceive others as being happier in comparison. To fully comprehend this story, it's essential to keep watching until the end. Once upon a time, in a cozy little neighborhood, there lived a very sad dog named Sammy. Sammy was a fluffy, brown retriever with droopy eyes and a heavy heart. He spent most of his days sitting in his yard, watching the world go by with a deep sigh. You see, Sammy had convinced himself that he was the only unhappy animal on earth. He believed that everyone else in the neighborhood was leading perfect, joyful lives. All the other animals he saw, the cats, the rabbits, and even the birds, seemed so content and carefree. Sammy thought to himself, "Why am I the only one who's so miserable?" One sunny afternoon, as Sammy was gazing out at the world, a friendly neighborhood cat named Whiskers strolled by. Sammy thought Whiskers looked so carefree, with his graceful leaps and playful pounces. Sammy couldn't help but blurt out, "Hey, Whiskers, you always seem so happy. What's your secret?" Whiskers stopped and gave Sammy a curious look. "Oh, Sammy," he said, "I might look happy, but you see, I've got my share of problems too. Sometimes I get chased by mean dogs, and I have to find food for myself. Life isn't all sunbeams and catnip, my friend." Sammy was surprised, but nodded, feeling a little less alone in his sadness. A few days later, Sammy met a friendly rabbit named Floppy, who was munching on some juicy carrots. Sammy couldn't help but think that Floppy had it all figured out, living in his cozy burrow and feasting on delicious vegetables. "Hey, Floppy," Sammy called out. "You look like you have the perfect life. How do you do it?" Floppy hopped over to Sammy and said, "Well, Sammy, I may enjoy carrots, but I have to watch out for hungry foxes and hawks. It's not all carrots and clover, you know. We all have our troubles." Sammy was surprised once again, realizing that appearances could be deceiving. As time passed, Sammy encountered many more animals in the neighborhood, from the carefree birds in the trees to the lively squirrels gathering nuts. And every time he talked to them, he discovered that they all had their own problems, worries, and challenges to face. One evening, as Sammy watched the sunset, he had an epiphany. He realized that happiness was not about having a perfect life with no problems. It was about appreciating the good things he had, like a cozy home, loving friends, and warm sunlight. Sammy learned that happiness wasn't found by comparing himself to others, but by focusing on the blessings he had right in front of him. From that day forward, Sammy became a little less sad and a lot more grateful for the simple joys of life. And so, in this friendly little neighborhood, all the animals, including Sammy, learned that true happiness was not about what they lacked, but about cherishing the beauty of what they had. This is an English Tale Quest, today's inspirational story. Thanks for watching, and keep smiling no matter the problems you face.